Hello. All right, so this is gonna be a video. I'm gonna try and make it quick. This is somebody asked me the other day, like, what kind of led me to want to be positive and like how do I stay positive. So I'm going to give a brief synopsis of some of the reasons why I decided that it was time for me to start switching the way I was thinking, and then ways in which I have practiced that and continue to practice that and continue to work on it. So, brief synopsis. December 2018. I think where things kind of started to take a turn for like unfortunate events that like started to happen in my life. I had been denied baptism first by the church family that I was a part of. I had been going to that church for about 2.5 years, and I wanted to get baptized. Met with the pastor. He said I was ready based upon my walk in faith. But then he kind of reneged on allowing me to get baptized based upon the fact that I was a lesbian and because I was not willing to adopt the beliefs and feelings of the church in terms of how God dealt with me and my sexuality. I was basically told that I wasn't thinking rightly about my sin. I don't know if anybody else who got up there was thinking rightly about their sin, like premarital sex or like, we're not going to get into that. I'm not one to cast stones. I'm just saying everybody who stepped in that water that day was a sinner, but mine apparently was the one that wasn't allowed to get baptized, which is fine. At the time it hurt my feelings or whatever, but it is what it is. A couple weeks later, I had gotten dumped on Christmas via handwritten note by the person I was engaged to. And the only reason I can laugh is because I cried enough about it back then. And I'm at the point now where I can laugh at the irony of it all. And when I say irony, I mean like I got dumped on Christmas via handwritten note by the person who introduced me to the church that denied me baptism because of that relationship I had. Right? Mind blown. It all came full circle. But anyway, so obviously that was a tough time to get dumped on Christmas via handwritten note by someone that, I was in a relationship with for like 3 years and some change. Thought we was better than that, but it's cool. That led to me having to move out. I was couch hopping until I could like find my own spot. And then like Christmas was like a week before New Year's, which was a week before my birthday. So it was like back to back, just like really feeling low and woe is me. Like, how did this happen to me right now at this time? All these celebrations coming up and I'm spending my time by myself and weeping and crying. I did a ton of praying, asked God to really like help me. That was after I cussed him out first. We had it out. And then like I prayed and I asked him to like pull me through and then get me out of it. And as expected, he did. Like he always promises he will. I gave it to him and he got me through it. Some other things happened between then and now, like, just financial struggles, and like my car had broken down on the highway once and I had to get it towed, and it was like a really inconvenient time. It had me like have to miss a day at work. Speaking of work, my job has been giving me a lot of stress and a lot of BS recently. Just a lot of things, and I had kind of reached a breaking point where I realized that I was allowing my circumstances to control me rather than controlling my circumstances. I was allowing myself to be drained, to be angry, to be unhappy, to be resentful. I was becoming more and more pessimistic. I was hating waking up, having to go and take on the day. I just knew that something bad was going to happen. I was full of anxiety. Like I was having like chronic stomach aches, feeling nauseous and sick, just waiting for bad things to happen to me. And inevitably bad things happen to me because that's the energy I was putting out into the world. And so that's kind of what made me have to get serious about finding my peace, was because I realized that I was actually getting sick. Like, I was waking up feeling nauseous, my stomach was hurting, I was throwing up sometimes, and it was just, I was like, I have to do better. Like, I can't allow myself to, like, I can't let my anxiety and my mood control me to the point where I'm feeling sick every day and I'm not wanting to get up, I'm wanting to sleep all day. Like, that, you know, that's me. I felt myself becoming somewhat depressed and just unmotivated to, like, do anything. I just didn't want to be bothered. I'd rather stay in bed all day. And so when I realized that I was getting to that point of being draining, not only to myself, but even to, like, the people around me, which that sucked, was when I realized I had to start taking control of the way that I was thinking and the way that I was perceiving the world and the energy that I was putting out into the world. And so I started becoming very cognizant of, like, what I started to consume. Not just food, but, like, radio, movies, television, just books, anything I was reading. I just started conversations with people, just the things that I allowed myself to be consumed with and the things that I allowed myself to entertain. Had to become mindful of that. I started reading a lot of books about ways to change your mindset, how to cultivate peace within yourself, and also how to practice happiness. Because happiness is actually something you practice. It's not just a mood. It's something you have to practice. You have to get up every day and practice. Okay, what do I need to do today to bring me joy? What do I need to? It's a practice. You got to make it a habit. And I still read books like that. I still am very mindful of the things that I consume. I haven't really been listening to anything music-wise other than, like, meditation music. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it keeps me calm. It keeps me together. I get audio books that I listen to. One of them was just like 101 affirmations, and I would listen to it while I'm in the car driving. On Netflix, they have The Secret, which, if you haven't read the book, you should. And they have a documentary, which is essentially the same exact thing, but so if you're not a reader, then the documentary is on Netflix. If you have Netflix, it's called The Secret. It's about the law of attraction, and it basically is about, like, you know, the energy you put out into the world is what you get back in return. So yeah, and those are just things that I practice. I make sure that I take time to myself. I know that when I get overwhelmed, like, when I feel myself getting to a point where I'm getting overwhelmed, like, okay, it's time for you to breathe. It's time for you to go take a chill pill. I could be at work and, like, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed, push my computer back, turn on my meditation music, and chill for a second. Just get myself back together, get myself back in alignment. Meditating at home, specifically with, like, my incense burning, they help to relax me and keep me calm. Just really making sure I'm taking care of myself and being mindful of what I'm feeling. If I feel myself feeling anything other than, you know, joy, happiness, if I feel myself getting sad, if I feel myself getting anxious, I stop and I ask myself why. What am I thinking about right now that's causing me to feel this way? And another big one is, like, instead of pushing that feeling to the side, I allow myself to experience my negative emotions in that moment. Because what I found that is that I used to be a person that would, like, I thought that by pushing negative emotions back and pretending I didn't have them would make them go away. And in reality, all it did was allow them to build and get worse. And then over time, once I did express them, it was in a very unhealthy way. It was in a very spastic way. I don't want to say spastic. I wasn't just, like, going around just spazzing all over the place. I did have one event. I don't want to talk about it. But just not allowing myself to express my feelings made them worse. And then I acted out in ways that I shouldn't have, whether it be consuming alcohol excessively, and I didn't need to. Just even, like, this negative self-talk and all that. So allowing myself to feel even my bad emotions, and understanding that and letting myself express and feel my bad emotions, they pass by faster, and I can get back on track to like, okay, we were sad for 90 seconds. Now we back on track. Now it's back. Now I can go meditate. Now I can go on my walk again. Now I'm ready to watch something funny that makes me laugh, or whatever it is. I'm ready to go read again. So yeah, it takes a lot of practice. Constantly I have affirmations posted all around my house. I got one on the front door that says smile, say thanks, set intentions. I got 3 on my mirror in my bathroom. I got one on the back of my door. I got another one that's like posted on the wall in my room. Just affirmations that I see randomly throughout the day that I get to look at and read, and reminders of how I need to conduct myself, and how I need to step out of this house into the world, the type of energy I need to be taking out there. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of practice. I'm still working. I'm still practicing. But I can say that, like, since I started this journey, it's not that unfortunate things haven't happened. It's not that undesirable things haven't happened, but I've definitely been able to handle them a lot better. Because had I not started this journey, I'd have cracked by now. And I know that about myself. But I've been able to handle a lot of things that have been thrown at me, and a lot of the situations and circumstances that I've been in. And I've been able to handle them with a lot of grace, and not allow myself to get as overwhelmed by things, and understanding that nothing in life happens by accident. Everything happens for a reason. And even the things that are undesirable that happen are set in place to get me where I'm supposed to go. And understanding that, it's just part of the process, and trusting that process. So yeah, that's it. I tried to make this video short. I apologize. I get a little talky. I'm a little talkative sometimes. But like, share, comment, all of that. I hope you all are having an amazing week. And if you want any suggestions as far as books, anything, audio books, whatever it is, don't hesitate to DM me, message me, whatever, and I will send you information, links, all of that good stuff. But yeah, stay positive. Understand that your thoughts become things. So think great. Think positive. All right? Love y'all.